What's up? I'm always dancing to it. I'm like sitting here, bobbing my
How
head.
are you guys doing this
Hi.
afternoon? I was going to say this morning, but it's this
Right
afternoon.
afternoon. Welcome to Wellness
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. One that we've been actually really looking forward to because we have a
Yes.
special guest today. She's more special than just because of what we're talking about, though. She's special because we know her personally and we've seen her grow into a wonderful, awesome woman and an awesome business person and a successful one. And I'm so proud of her. She knows she's like my little, I don't know, she's my daughter or my little sister. Either way.
Either way.
Either way, it's a tight, relationship, and I like it.
Love
Hi,
it.
Crystal. How are
Hi.
you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How are you, Kathy?
Hey, girl. You know me.
Yep.
I'm just here. I am, but I love it though. I actually do. All right. So I have a question for you. But before we get into the question, can you please do me a favor and tell everybody about your background, about your reason why we do Wellness Wednesday, and how you got into this?
Yeah, so I'm a natural health and herb specialist and also a holistic health coach. And I do this because years ago when I was 18, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. And I had two flare ups that time when I was 18 and I was 24. And I lost 30 pounds in like 1 month,
Uh,
was really deathly sick, was hospitalized several times. And it said if I was like any older, obviously I probably wouldn't have made it. But it's just like it got that bad. And they tried to put me on medications, steroids,
ooh,
I wasn't going to do surgery, all kinds of things. It was just a really tough time in my life. And I did try some of those things out. I did not do surgery, but I did try some of the medications out and steroids, and it just really made my body worse. So nothing was getting better. And what they don't teach you is diet, lifestyle, nutrition. And so I found a naturopathic doctor, and she taught me diet, lifestyle, nutrition, got me on some pharmaceutical grade supplements. And from that point on, my body was healing itself. And after that, I just had to share it to the world, like get this out to the rooftops, like
mhm.
this, somebody's got to know that there is a better way, that you don't have to take medication. And I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I had to get out of that situation. And so that's why I do what I do, because my health journey led me to becoming a natural health herb specialist and a holistic health coach. And that's how I'm able to help people. And we just want to spread the good love and positivity today for sure.
Absolutely. So I have to tell you guys, if you have not seen last Wellness Wednesday, please go do it
Mm-hmm.
because my doctor was on last week and he was extremely, extremely, extremely good. And we're going to try to get him on a regular basis because he's so knowledgeable. But
Absolutely.
one thing he said last week that was so important and so true is once you do a surgery, you cannot take it back.
Mm-mm.
It is always a surgery. Like you can't take it back.
Yeah.
And that was pretty doggone smart. I mean, we know that intuitively, but to
Mm-hmm.
hear it and to have it sink in was like, oh, he's right.
Yeah.
Once you get cut on, you guys, you cannot get uncut. And so Crystal decided not to have her colon taken out or her intestines cut on because they were talking about doing a colostomy bag on her. And if you don't
Yes.
know what that is, look it up. It's not pleasant.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad you didn't get all that done, Crystal. I'm really glad that
Amen.
you
Amen. Because look at me
so
now. I'm functioning
I
normally. When they
know.
said I would have this disease for the rest of my
Uh,
life and I would have to be on medications for the rest of my life, I'm not. I'm not on either. Nothing.
yeah. Yeah.
So
So
I'm
you
excited.
guys, yeah, just know that there are other alternatives. We're not telling you not to go to the doctor. We're
No,
not telling
go.
you not to listen to a doctor. We're not telling you um to do anything but be mindful of your own body and situation and do what's best for you. The doctors only know what they know, but you know what you know about your own body. And so just be mindful of that because it's important. It's so important. Okay, now let's get to who we're here to talk with. I'm
Yay.
so excited about this lady, you guys. Her name is Cealy, and I follow her on Instagram. It's called Grow with Cealy. Beautiful pictures. It's like she has a photographer that just follows her around. But anyway, please, give a round of applause for Cealy Smith.
Yay, Cealy, I'm so excited. I'm so
Hi,
excited to have you on. How are you today?
I'm amazing and abundant and grateful. Thank you, ladies.
Yeah. All right. So I told Crystal I had a question for her. I'll ask her later. But I want to know tell us what we're going to talk about today.
Sure.
And then how you got into it.
Sure. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Reiki.
Yep.
Right.
Reiki is a Japanese technique, and it's mostly used for like stress reduction and relaxation that also promotes healing.
Oh, that sounds good. I think I need some of that in my life.
I know. Okay, so like, is there a community of people that do this? First of all, how'd you get into it?
Well, 10 years ago, I went on to my health journey. I was diagnosed with precancer, stage 4 precancer. Was able to beat that, and it completely made me take a big look at my lifestyle. So, what I was eating, what I was consuming, not just what I was eating, but what I was consuming, even consuming and what I was watching on television, who I had around me. Consumption doesn't just mean with your mouth, it also means with your eyes and your hands and all of that. So I went on a journey, now it's 12 years ago, and it has led me here. So 2 years ago, I was introduced to Reiki from a girlfriend of mine that she highly recommended it. I was going through some emotional blockages that I felt like I was eating right and I was doing all the right things, but there just was something that wasn't something that wasn't just giving. So I said, you know what, I'll try anything. And this girlfriend of mine, I highly trust. So I said, what's there to lose? So I went and visited a Reiki practitioner here in Kansas City. And, the very first time I experienced Reiki, I didn't have like a super aha moment the very first time I did it, but it was extremely relaxing. And I remember feeling just a lot lighter walking out. And then, following that, it was just like I couldn't ignore everything that was happening in my life right after that. And then I basically got a download, an energetic call, a dream, as you call it, that I should be doing it for myself. And I didn't really understand what that looked like or felt like, but I started doing research and I realized, oh, wow, you can actually practice Reiki on yourself.
Yeah.
So I got my Reiki 1. I got my Reiki 1 in February of 2020. And then I practiced on myself that whole year. And then I found out that you could do a Reiki 2 certification as well. And in that Reiki 2 certification, I actually did that in February of this year of 2021 on Valentine's Day, actually. And I was doing it for self. Like I was really doing it for myself. And I really didn't think I was going to be practicing on anyone or working with anyone. And it was really interesting how just, everything divinely came together and God was like, this is how it's going to go down.
That's awesome.
And I couldn't ignore it, not just the signs, but, people were asking.
Yeah.
So I stepped into that calling.
That's very cool. Very cool.
I didn't know that you could perform on yourself. So that's awesome.
Well, it's really interesting because it's actually what is recommended is that Reiki you should do on yourself before you do on anyone else.
Yeah,
and it's kind of interesting because in this time of life that I'm in, I've really been practicing on a lot of self-love and really been promoting self-love and putting yourself first before you put anybody else first. So just Reiki was like a very natural stepping stone for me and where I'm at in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you perform it on anyone else in your life?
I do. I recently decided that I was going to start taking on people that were interested in it.
Okay.
I put it out into the universe and had hundreds of people fill out forms that wanted to do remote Reiki, in-home Reiki, in-person Reiki. And I was just blown away that people were really wanting this. And I understood why, but I just, the response to having that was kind of mind-blowing to me at first. I have now been practicing since March of this year, and the testimonials of the people that I have personally worked on are just amazing. I actually have some on my phone. If you wanted me to share some of the testimonials.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. That would be amazing.
Yes, please.
Now, while you're looking that up, is it an energy exchange or is it just an energy, you know what I mean?
Like a cleansing, an energy cleansing? Or
Sure. So it's really administered by the practitioner by laying of hands, and it's based on the idea that the unseen life force energy that flows through us is what makes us feel alive, what causes us to be alive. If one's life force energy is low, then we're more likely to get sick or feel stress.
Right.
If it's high, we're more capable of being happy and healthy. You know, the saying that says stress will kill you before anything else will.
Yeah.
And, you know, really to combat stress, we have these tools and we have food and we have these things, but really it's our life force that feeds the stress or eases stress. So the word Reiki is made of two Japanese words, which is Ri means God's wisdom or higher power, and Ki, which is life force energy. So Reiki is actually spiritually guided by life force energy.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm writing that down because I'm like, I want to remember that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you can do a ton of research on Reiki. There's actually clinical studies that actually prove and that shows that Reiki is extremely beneficial.
I can see that because when we are stressed out, our bodies like use more minerals and vitamins, and we don't know that we need that. And sometimes when we're stressed, we start eating things that aren't full of vitamins and minerals. You know what I mean? And so then we're getting more stressed, you know, and depleted of it. So it makes a lot of sense to do energy healing and have that stress-free zone more often. And then you're able to absorb those nutrients better. You're able to think more clearly.
Yeah.
Well, and the important thing that you said too, CJ, was, or Cealy,
You're fine.
was that you had emotional things that was going on that you needed to release and get rid of. And that Reiki helped you with that. And we talk about emotional healing practically every time we're on air, because without emotional healing, your body won't get healed. It's just a fact.
And we're, as a society, we're really, and I know why we're not, but we don't really normalize emotion and talking about it, even when it's uncomfortable.
That's right.
As soon as somebody's uncomfortable with emotion, they want to shut it down or suppress it. And that can actually, your body can keep score of that.
It does.
Bodies are hardware and software. We hold memory. Our cells, water holds memory. It's been proven. There's 70% of water. So when you're not cleansing, and it's not necessarily you have to let shit go all the time. Sometimes you need to hold the shit and you need to look at it and you need to say
and deal with it.
You need to heal it and versus dealing with it. Because a lot of people, they just deal with it, and then what happens? They suppress it, and then they project all of that wounding and that suppression onto everyone that they love.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
So true.
Man, I tell you what.
There's so much.
Yeah, there is so much. We're trying to stop the stigma of having anxiety, having depression, the stress in life. You guys, we all go through it. And whatever we need to help get us out of that is what we need to do. And one of the things that we can do can absolutely be Reiki. I mean, why not? It could be a total healing. And so why not get it done? Not only for the physical, but for the mental and the spiritual and the emotional as well. So again, here we are talking, when you heal yourself, you have to heal every last one of those aspects. And it sounds like this is a real good vehicle or tool to get that done.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Wow.
Were you able to find any testimonies?
Oh, yeah. So I primarily work on men. It seems that right now, men more than ever need a place where they can feel vulnerable, but not necessarily meaning like going and like sitting down and talking.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an unspoken practice.
Yeah.
You know, they get to come into an environment where it's safe for them, for the practitioner. They're able to sit on a table. You know, the treatment feels like a wonderful, like glowing radiance that flows through and around you. And Reiki treats the whole person, including the body, emotions, mind, and spirit, creating lots of beneficial effects, including relaxation, feelings of peace, security, well-being, and many have really reported miraculous results. So here's one of the gentlemen that I've been working on, and he mentioned he was raised by women. He didn't have a father figure. His father figure was his grandfather, and his grandfather recently passed away, and he, as a man, was being the very strong one for all the women that, you know, because his grandpa died unexpectedly. And so nobody was really anticipating that their grandfather was going to pass away. So one of the second or third, it was probably the second session that we did, he didn't sleep for, I think it was like 48 hours, and he came in for a session, and he immediately fell asleep on the table. It finally got him to completely shut down because he was just dealing with so much stress.
Yeah.
And he messaged me that next day and he said, "I feel so good today. I slept like 6 hours, which is good for me. Today, I just keep thinking about everything like in my life and the struggles I have. But then I just think about yesterday with my grandpa, how you said that he was here with me." I also, when I do Reiki, sometimes I just get messages, and I do communicate that with the person that's on Reiki, if they're okay with me, if I feel anything or see anything, that I'm able to communicate that with them. And most people say yes. I haven't had one person be like, "No, don't tell me." But I saw his grandfather. I actually could feel his grandfather in the room that day. And he said, "How you said he was here with me, watching over me and letting me know everything was going to be okay." He said, "That makes me feel so good and safe because with my grandpa by my side, I know there isn't anything I can't do. And I will be happy." He said, "Thank you so much. You have no idea how much all that meant to me and how good it just makes me feel." So that was just his second session. And then we did an actual third session yesterday. And we typically do these like every other week or once a month. Some people even do it weekly. It just kind of depends on who the person's at and how they're feeling. But yesterday, he said, "Hey, I just wanted to thank you again so much for you offering Reiki. You have always been someone I've looked up to, but now having someone like you, I really feel like I can be vulnerable when I don't feel like I can be vulnerable around the women in my life." He said, and that really means so much to me. He said, "These Reiki sessions have literally been life-changing for me and helping me grow and find my true self." So that's just one person. I have more. That there's another gentleman that every time I get done with him, he always just tells me how light he feels, and he feels that he can just go about his day without feeling so much pressure or weight on him. And these two guys that I've worked on, I mean, they're extremely healthy. They don't smoke.
Okay.
They work out every day. They take supplements. They have families. Like, they're very healthy, exteriorly looking men.
Yeah.
They carry so much emotionally, and they don't necessarily come into these sessions needing to talk. It's
Right.
they just want to be felt and seen. And with Reiki, it's really simple, it's natural, it's a safe method of spiritual healing for self-improvement, and that everyone can use. So I've done this on my children, I've done it on babies, and it's also been effective in helping virtually every known illness and malady, and it always creates like a beneficial effect. It also works really well in conjunction with other medical and therapeutic techniques
Absolutely.
to relieve stress and side effects and promote recovery.
Yeah, that you answered one of my questions. Like, who's a good candidate for it? But you just told me anybody, and all ages, which is pretty important.
Yeah, I've done it on my daughter and my son, and they both have had visions, and my son is on the spectrum, so it really helps him with his behavior and his mood swings that he gets. Outside of the supplements and the practices we do, he requests it when he knows he's feeling more stressed than usual. And now I'm at this point where I've decided I want to get my master's. I actually want to teach people how to become their own Reiki practitioner, and I want to also teach practitioners. So I'm actually going to Costa Rica in September to get my master's in Reiki. And with that, I would love to come back and not just only teach the community, but I really want to teach kids. I want to teach kids that they can be their own.
I love that, CJ.
Yeah. So I've been teaching my kids. So it's interesting. Sometimes I'll like walk by my kids' room and I'll see like, you know, Bodhi like closing his eyes and like, and it's cool because you're giving them the power.
Yeah.
You need to be codependent and asking you to be that conduit of energy or be in that energy exchange with you. Not that it's not necessary and that I don't love doing it, but we really are trying to teach people to be their own teacher, to be their own practitioner, to take their power back.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. And that sounds so critical at a young age too. Like you have to get there at that young age, because I feel like so many of us, when we were young, we were damaged or conditioned in a certain way. And we have all these like limiting beliefs, and these started, I feel like, as a child, you know, and sometimes it doesn't even come from our parents. It can come from just the things that we were society we were surrounded with. And how awesome would that be if everybody just had access as a child to Reiki? You know what I mean? And
yeah, I'm even like foresight, you know, I would love to even go to the schools and, you know, just something that we practice. Because when I did homeschooling when we were in the pandemic, one thing that I started with every morning was mindset. That was actually the first thing we did. It was the first part of our day. We did 30 minutes of mindset and self-care in the morning before we did anything else.
That's good.
Yeah. So then it got them like their foundation of their day was poured into themselves so that they can continue to pour into other things, and not because that, you know, that's been the biggest lesson for me is, you know, when I went through my big health journey, like I was doing all of these things, but still feeling unhappy. I was still feeling blocked. I was still feeling suppressed. And really, I have found that Reiki has been the one thing out of everything I've done. You know, I enjoy eating healthy. I enjoy working out. But when your mind is in a really chaotic place and you're trying to be at the gym, you're actually doing more harm on your body than you're doing good. If you're upset and you're emotionally disheveled and you're trying to eat an organic salad, you're going to choke down that salad and it's going to be a horrible experience.
Yeah.
But if you can start with the foundation of your mindset first before you do anything, that's powerful.
It is.
That is powerful. Wow. You put things in a great perspective.
So the energy is like a powerful force that allows the body to do what the body needs to do, is what I'm hearing.
Well, the body is made up of energy too, you know, already. So that's what we are. We're all, there's just energy everywhere, right, Cealy? Am I wrong? You know, like.
No, you're absolutely correct. I mean, every cell inside of our body is
Absolutely.
like 0.2 megawatts or something like that. And you have trillions of
Yeah.
cells in your body. So you are
Absolutely.
literally a walking electrical antenna and rod. I mean, have you ever, gone across the floor and then you touch something and it shocks?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, everybody's experienced that. You
Yep.
can't deny what we are. You cannot deny what we are capable of.
That's right.
Yeah.
In the image of God's eye, or if we were
Mhm.
built from God, or whatever the case may be, I mean, we are very powerful beings.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
are.
are.
And the simple fact is not only am I sitting here talking about this and people are like, what in the world is this Reiki thing? But we actually have scientific proof that it's effective. I mean, you're going to hospitals and they'll have Reiki practitioners on call.
Oh, wow.
And they will call in and I actually know 2 women here in Kansas City that actually facilitate Reiki in the hospitals here. So it's not that it's a completely, oh wow, this is just some weird witchy thing. No, it's an actual factual thing.
Yeah.
The belief of your mind and whatever you believe will literally become your reality. So its use is not dependent on like one's intellectual capacity or spiritual development, and therefore it's really available for everyone. It has been successfully taught to thousands of people of all ages and all backgrounds. And it's interesting because somebody was like, well, it's from Japan, only Japanese people teach it. No, the reason why they got it out there and they actually wanted to bring it to the Western world because of how sick the Western world started.
Exactly.
And they're definitely well more advanced than we are in that, but we're catching on. And now with everything being so access to the internet, I mean, I've been able to do Reiki remotely.
Mm.
When you have a deep calling to really not just help people, but to hold space for someone for their deep healing process, it's not you. You're not this powerful Reiki practitioner.
Right.
You're giving someone the opportunity to believe in themselves that they can do it for them.
Yeah.
And that's where I really love that is, I do see the good in everyone. I do see the best in everyone. I do see the greatness. I literally see no bad when I see people. It's definitely one of my God's gifts that He's given to me. And I just don't see people with a bad bone in their body. I just see the potential of every single person that I meet and I touch and I feel that they get to feel what that feels like. And what I've been told is it's extremely life-changing for people because then they get a glimpse and a feeling of what it really actually feels like to be the best version of themselves. And it just puts them on a path. At that point, they're like literally on that path and they're like full steam ahead to achieve everything that they're here to achieve.
So it's awakening something in people is what also it's awakening an energy, another type of, or tapping into something that they didn't realize that they had to take them to another level, sounds like.
Right.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just don't know their true self, or they're not able to let it out. Like a lot of people, I think everybody holds back of who they truly are sometimes. And maybe you're a people pleaser and you've been doing things for someone else and not being able to say no or whatever it is, man, this is so good.
And I would like to bring up too that, Reiki is a very spiritual thing in nature.
Yes.
It's not a religion. I've had a lot of people ask me if it's a religion.
Right. That's right.
It has no dogma, and there's nothing you must believe in order to learn and use Reiki. I've had atheists that I've worked on. I've worked on very, very Christian, devout religion people that have really been skeptical about it, but have definitely came out like, wow, I could definitely feel that. So in fact, Reiki is not dependent on belief at all and will work whether you believe in it or not. So because Reiki does come from God, which I believe in, my belief of God is everything. many people find that using Reiki puts them more in touch with the experience of the religion rather than having only an intellectual concept of it.
So how do we reach you, or are you taking on new clients, or how does that happen?
So currently right now, I am not taking on any new clients because I've had just an amazing overwhelming of people that really want access of this, but I am taking a waiting list.
Okay.
And the waiting list just consists of you have to fill out a questionnaire, and then I follow up with you immediately. And if it's something that you need to be seen with like immediately, I have a network of conscious entrepreneurs that I could recommend you to. But I am taking people on that do want to learn Reiki 1. If they want to learn Reiki for themselves, I am taking people on for that. So when I come back in September, all of 2022, we've already got dates rolling out of when we're going to be actually hosting those classes online and in person. And you can sign up for either one. But currently right now, I'm not taking on any more clients just because
You're shifting to another
energy, the energy of the conduit of energy. I have to also be mindful of who and what I give my energy into right now. I'm just really mindful of the people that I've taken on and really helping them through their process. So I only take like 3 people per week. I do 3 sessions for free. I don't charge for my first 3 sessions. And if they feel that they still need to access, then we get into what that costs and what that looks like. And mine's more of like a deeper dive. I don't just put you on a table. We go through layers together. We go through really holding each other accountable and really showing up for each other like nothing you've ever experienced before. And because of that, it's really an intensive Reiki session with me. There are other practitioners where you just go in and it is just a simple being on the table for 30 minutes to an hour. My sessions go anywhere from an hour to 4 hours.
Wow.
So mine is like, we're in it. We're doing this.
Wow. And what's your website that people can go and like check you out at? Like, what would you give out to people?
It's just growwithcealy.com, and you can select the Reiki button and read more. And if you want to fill out any information or be in contact, growwithcealy.com is the best place.
All right. Yeah, that's good. Man. All
I
these
cannot
things.
even imagine that kind of a session, actually. So I'm going to put myself on the waiting list.
It's intensive. I mean, people come out of it and they're like, I've never experienced anything like that before. But it's taken me to do the work for myself first, for me to really be able to provide that and to hold that space for someone and to give them that experience. If I didn't do the work that I did, and I mean, as both of you know, you have known me for several years. You have watched me go from this
0 to 1,000. I'm telling you.
But it's because I chose that. So, I mean, I don't regret I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I honor and I am very thankful for everything that I have processed in my past to get me where I'm at in this present moment. I'm not even like focused on the future anymore. It's more of just like, I am here now. This is what I'm working on. I know what's coming. So I don't really have to work for it anymore, which is a really great place to be.
Yeah. Well, you revoked some, like I'm thinking about what is holding me back? Like what is stopping me? What is causing me not to be at the next level? And I'm sure it's there. Because I haven't gotten to where I want to be.
Sure.
So now you're making me think, okay, Kathy, you could probably really benefit from this.
Oh yeah, you could absolutely benefit from it.
Absolutely.
And I would encourage you to take a Reiki 1 course with me. And in that Reiki 1 course, you're going to find how you're going to learn the tools, the skill sets, but also the workshop is going to give you the actual step-by-step on how to do it for yourself. so that you're not externally looking at mentors and coaches and being like, please help me, I'm dragging. It's fine to say, can I walk this path with you? But if you're trying to, ride on people's coattails or like, just trying to figure it out and like being relentless with yourself, that's actually not giving you the actual tools to fish. It's not giving you the tools to really thrive.
Yeah.
And you have that ability. I know that. You know that. Crystal knows that. Anybody that is around you, Kathy, knows that. We know what you are capable of, and we know what you're doing in this present moment is getting you to that place. It's that ability to really have that conversation and like actually have the tools and the resources to do it for yourself.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm excited about that though, because like I said, if it's going to peel off another layer,
oh yeah,
and then another layer, and then another layer, and find out what's in the core, I'm all about that, and I am ready to get to the next level. I really am. I'm tired of status quo. I want to soar and take everybody around me with me. I mean, it won't be just me by myself. It will be everyone around me. If I'm doing good, the people around me are going to be doing good.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are some things that you like discuss a lot, or some good tips, or maybe I'm not sure if you give your clients tips or anything, or what are some things that they need to know?
Yeah.
Or when they first start seeing you, or what do you go over kind of?
So it really depends on per person because everybody's at a different place.
Yeah.
The real secret art of inviting happiness and the miracle and the miraculous medicine of all diseases, just for today in this moment, I really like bringing people to the present moment. Like, where are you at right now? Like, focusing on where you're going to be is actually taking you out of your body, and it's taking you into the mind and somewhere else. But if you just say, you know what, I'm not going to worry about what's going on tomorrow. Just for today, I'm not going to anger. Do not worry and be filled with the gratitude that you have, health, the ability to see, the ability to hear. Devote yourself to the work in this present moment, being kind to people every morning and evening. If you could just be present, that's powerful. That's extremely powerful. And that's what Reiki really does teach you. So that's one of the main things that I really want everyone to take with them. It's just a very powerful thing to be able to give someone the ability to not think of the past and not to live in the future, because everything you're doing in this moment is going to get you to where you're going to go, no matter what.
Right.
I mean, if you're thinking, I'm going to do this right now just so I can live in the future, that's dysfunctional. Enjoy what you're doing in this moment, working, and just feel what it's going to feel like when you're in the future. You don't need to live there. You can just encompass that feeling, that energy, and harness that. So yeah.
Actually, that's a biblical principle, because the Lord says not to worry about tomorrow, because today has enough troubles as it is.
Yeah.
So thinking about tomorrow is not going to help you today. And yesterday is already gone. There's not a thing you can do about it. Now, I know that ain't how the Bible says it, y'all, but that's essentially what the Bible says. Be mindful of what's present. Be present. Be right here today, because it has its own troubles today. So yeah, that's a very good principle to even have. And my brain is one that's hard to turn off. Crystal, are you the same way? Do you have a brain that's hard to turn off?
Sometimes yes and no. It just depends on like what was happening. Like if I am working too late, like, because I love my work, I'm so passionate about it. I love learning about herbs. If I go to some event about herbal stuff and I'm like, I get home late, I cannot go to bed for hours. And it's weird because I've also heard this like about like basketball players and people who are professionals doing things. If you're so pumped about like what you just did, they can't even go to bed till like 4 a.m. or 2 a.m, So it's just that, yeah.
And see, I think that's beautiful. Like for me, I didn't go to bed until 2 a.m. last night, but I was fine. I was being creative. I was being passionate. I was being fulfilled. So I knew, like, yeah, I do need to get up at 7 a.m., but I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't have to show up for anyone.
Yeah.
You know, so I was very much present with myself. So yeah, I mean, I think it's like the level of your brain shutting off. Like, are you stressed out and you cannot go to sleep? And that's different. Then
I start writing things down when if I feel like I'm stressed and can't go to sleep because I have all these things I got to do. I'm like, just write it down. You'll get to it tomorrow. Write it down so you can go to bed.
Yeah, I have my recorder. I literally just get my phone and I'll just start talking.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Probably a lot better than, that'd be perfect. I need to do that.
Yeah. I'm doing a lot better, you guys. I'm doing a lot better. I'm able to sleep. I bet you Reiki helps with sleeping well too.
Yeah.
Other than that guy who just
go to sleep on the table. I mean, there's probably not one person that doesn't get on the table, you know. So I can kind of walk you through what we do. So you come in, you have filled out a form. It basically just asks you some basic information about who you are, where you're at on a scale of 1 to 10. How would you rate your stress, rate your eating habits, you know, those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I put people on the table, I have a blindfold that completely takes out all of the visual sensory. And then I put you under a weighted blanket. So that makes you feel extremely grounded.
Yeah.
Like it just brings you right to the earth. And then I have a bed that actually has speakers in it, and it's a vibrating frequency bed.
Okay.
So I put on binaural beat music. So it literally vibrates the cells in your body. And then while I'm actually working on you, there's music going on. So you're like having this full on experience.
Yeah.
With yourself. And you will feel light pressure, you know, on the outside of your body where my hands will be placed. And we might put some like crystals that might help, you know, pull or infuse energy into your vessel. You might smell some essential oils to really help open third eye or help you relax or restore. I mean, it's like the whole thing. And again, it can go from 30 minutes up to an hour. Most practitioners, my sessions can go up to 4.
So my children have weighted, they have weighted blankets. Mm-hmm. And they both said that's the best sleep they've ever had. It's too heavy for me. But I guess it makes them feel secure.
Yeah.
And
well, it mimics the womb.
Yeah.
So when we're in the womb, you know, we have that swaddling feeling. Same way with when a baby comes out, we swaddle the baby. So I just got my son one. He's 9 years old. Out of all these years with him being on the spectrum, I was like, you should get him a weighted blanket. And now I just got him one. When he first slept with it, he came out that next morning and he said, Mom, I love my weighted blanket. Yeah. Like, good, buddy. And he was like, why didn't we get this thing sooner? I was like, I've been told.
Funny. So both of mine have theirs, and they have loved them. I personally can't do it. But I love the fact that they figured it out and have it, and yeah. So for you to say that as part of your practice is like, dang, I got it.
I probably should get me.
It depends on per person. Some people don't want it. Some people are like, don't put the blanket on me.
Oh, okay. So I'm not. Okay, good. Thanks for saying that.
Yeah.
I'm always one to want to try out things for sure. I actually sleep with extra blankets on me at night. Not my husband next to me, but like I do them on me, and I feel the weight of them, and I can go to sleep really easily if I feel that weight. It's not like I'm not always cold. Sometimes I am, but you know what I mean. Like it's just that weight for some. It feels like like you said, you're being held.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm claustrophobic, but it does not help me. But I will go through it. with CJ because I trust her. And so there, you know, I will go through the process because of her, and I would not say no to anything. So when it regards to somebody I trust,
Sure.
yeah,
I
and
think
yeah, I love that.
I think, Kathy, like when you go there, yeah, you're just like you're saying, you'll be in the moment, you know, allow it to happen. And I think that's a beautiful thing because I went
Yeah,
into my friend's place. It wasn't Reiki or anything, but it was a different type of healing. I did get on a bed full of crystals, and we had meditation music playing. I was holding crystals in my hands, and I had the most, I can't even explain the experience I had. It was, I want to call it an out of body experience. That's what I felt like I had. And I thought I was in there for only 30 minutes. I kid you not. I come out of there and I was in there for like 3.5 hours. Did not even know that. I thought it was, I could hear everything that was going on around me. I was just such in a deep meditation space that I literally was in there for 3.5 hours, come back out and it's dark outside. I'm like, wait, what's going on? I wasn't asleep though. It was crazy.
yeah. Yeah, I would trust that process with you, Cealy. I really will. Yeah, that's amazing. Wow. So is there anything that you want to say before we say goodbye to our audience? Anything else that you wanted to add?
No, I think that we kind of covered everything. As far
Yeah,
as you guys are
absolutely.
interested in Reiki training, if you want to learn how to do Reiki for yourself, I would be honored to be your Reiki teacher.
Wow.
Again, you can find information at growwithcealy.com. You know, I absolutely love Crystal and Kathy. They're amazing, not just friends, but amazing teachers and guides to just health and wellness. So thank you guys for giving me this opportunity to jump on this call with you guys. And again, you know, if your heart desires more, then take a deep dive into that and really take a look at yourself and know that you're worth everything you're asking. Just get out of your way and try things that will help you get closer to that.
So while
I
you're
love
looking in
that.
my window, I tell myself to get out of my own way all the time.
Yep.
Well,
Thank you so
All
much,
right.
for
Well,
being
thank
on
you
here with
so
us. It was
Yes, thank you
amazing.
so much. Yeah, I liked it. It was just great. All
yeah.
right, you guys. So this is Wellness Wednesday. We want to thank you so much. Please like and share this video.
Yes.
We have a subscription program, and you can see at the bottom of the screen at the telephone number. Just contact us if you want to get to any of our guests, including Cealy. Please just contact us, and we'll get you to her, or you can go directly to her by growwithcealy.com. All
Yep.
right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We love having you here. I hope you learned something today because I know I certainly have. And we will see
Absolutely.
you tomorrow for Vibe of the Day. All
Yay,
right.
thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good one.